Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cookeville, Tennessee. You are watching the 2026 Mayhem Classic, event number 1, the Phifer Mountain 5K with a twist. The ladies went first, and now the men would take on the 5K. I am Rory McKernan. I am alongside Rich Froning. Angelo DeChico's here, and so is Austin Maliolo. Gentlemen, just like the ladies, the men strong from the start.
Coming out hot.
Yep. You see a nice flat runway, and you're like, all right, I guess I'm going to run hard for a minute.
Now's the time, and it's a little bit of pack mentality, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's
You're
not
definitely getting pushed in a pace you
Yeah.
don't want to maintain.
Yeah, I think what's funny is everyone's thinking the same thing. We're all running way too hard, but you're like, I'm not going to be the guy to drop off the pack. I'll just hang with you guys. If you guys are going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Roman Kranikov, Jeffrey Adler, names that I would think when we're talking about some aerobic
Hatfield's a
capacity.
really good runner.
Really
And
good runner.
Okay, yeah, you're teaching me because I knew that he had a fire in his belly. I knew that he wanted to do well. I just didn't know that this would be an event for him.
Quinn
Yeah,
did that
Quinn
high
is-
rocks
yep.
with Lockhart a couple weeks ago. He's around here a lot. So
Yeah, Quinn has a 5-minute mile, under 5-minute mile, and he did the 5-minute mile, 500-pound back squat in the same day, I believe, this offseason. So
You know who I feel like would have done really well at this event if they were here?
Who?
Jason Hopper.
he would have, yeah. I mean, he's
I'm
a
just
great
gonna
runner.
belabor that all weekend.
He is a great runner, and I do just think like having longer legs, being able to take a good stride on these hills, I think really does just help. Obviously, Austin and Colton kind of like break that mold, but I just think it is a little bit easier. I will say the one person who has you want to talk about Mayhem athletes having an advantage, I think none of them really do. Roman, on his own, runs this hill all the
in
time.
October.
He'll run it all
I remember in October coming home from something, and I'm like, who's this? Oh, it's Roman.
You see
in
this
October.
big, bald Russian running up the hill. So, hey,
He loves that hill.
he loves to do hill runs. He would find a hill anywhere to run it, but it is cool that, like, he gets to run this one hill. I mean, and like I said, it's a public road.
It's a public road.
Anyone can come run it. You can drive 8 hours and come run it all
He's
you
probably
want.
been up this hill the second most times.
I wouldn't
Not
recommend it though.
I wouldn't recommend
it. You know, like it's a.
If you really think-
right now, the sheriff's department. And again, shout out to the city of Cookeville
Nope.
for shutting
The county.
The county. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Putnam County, Tennessee.
For shutting
And
down the road
Emergency Management Agency.
Yeah, EMA. Yeah,
because there's you're taking your life in your own hands, right?
Ford
Small,
Lincoln of Cookeville
small
for
shoulders.
these Mustang Mach-E electric cars that the guys didn't have to eat
Yeah, exhaust.
the
That's
whole
right.
time.
yeah, that is nice. And those things, immediate torque.
Oh, yeah.
So fast right off
I didn't
the
get to
rip.
ride in one.
You guys, you get done with the commercial, and we'll get back. A little bit of gamesmanship here with Austin taking off that fast.
Yep.
Is there?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
like-
Austin's not in the
He's
lead
a-
right now, right?
Yeah.
But he
Or did he just take the lead? I guess him and Jeff just took the lead.
Yeah, but he hauled from the get go, right? Is that a little bit of like, come get me, like, you know?
I mean, if I'm Austin, I'm thinking, okay, I know this hill is going to be really steep and really aggressive. It is for everybody, though. And I'm probably one of, if not the best burpeer in the field. I'm going to get to the burpees first, and I'm going to push the pace and make them try to hang with me. I mean, if I'm him, I'm thinking that because most of these guys, if not all of them, can't hang with the burpee pace he'll choose.
Yeah. Well, and also, again, like, keep in mind, like, we know how Adler is very good at this event, and
And he had his heart rate monitor to make sure.
Exactly, to make sure he stays on pace. And so we're probably two very different athletes in the sense of how they're probably attacking this, right? And as we see it unfold, where
Yeah, Austin's he's just full dummy at this point.
yes, exactly, he's just going full send. Where
Well, he's got a really good coach that knows his paces, and Austin listens really well to what Angelo has to say.
I mean, Austin just goes. I mean, he's very similar to me. I think on these runs, like he knows what he can handle.
Yeah.
And he knows where he should be able to push. And I do think that he legitimately thinks whatever Jeff can do, I can do. Jeff's the best runner in the field, and that's kind of a good mindset. He's always in the top conversation on these runs, and he really likes to think to himself, if Jeff can do it, he's the best runner. I'm really close to him. I should be able to do it too. And being at the top of really any event, Austin can be at the top of any event, so he should be thinking that. If those guys can do it, I should be able to do it too. So he shouldn't look at Jeff and think, oh man, that guy should just run away from me. He should. I mean, he does exactly what he's doing right here. Hey, I should be able to hang with these top dogs the whole time.
Some solid separation for the top three, but not so much if you got a chance to watch event one for the women, where Haley Adams and Emily Rolfe pulled away fast.
There's a lot
with
of
authority.
more clumping here.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and I think there's a lot more. I don't know if the women are the same way. I mean, they are, but like, there's the gamesmanship of the men. Like, the girls get nasty in a different way. The guys like to. I mean, from my experience, is like we kind of like almost buddy up for like 5 minutes, and you're like, all right, you're not my friend anymore. I'm gonna leave you alone. And then you buddy up for 5 minutes. You go, okay, you're not my. Now I remember I'm competing against you. I'll see you later. I'm gonna dust you on this hill. Like it's such a different feeling from guys to girls. Roman, I wonder what's going through his mind, like through this hill, because
Roman,
he does
to
it so
me,
much.
when he runs though, looks like he's hurting. Like his shoulder position, everything just looks like he is working so hard.
Almost like Khalipa.
He's so good at running.
You used to see Khalipa just ambling along, and you were like, man, there's nothing efficient about it, but it's working.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman, that 230-pound frame.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
It's absurd.
That's Saxon, so not far off of Roman.
Oh no, I was this random person sitting on the
a guardrail.
guardrail.
There was a lot of media folks, and this is what I was trying to say in the women's video was there were some folks spread out, and they weren't trying to give him misinformation. They were, cheering and taking video and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's probably a good little pep for the athletes. There was a large group when these athletes get to stage number one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Hatfield coming up pretty close to the top here. This is the last little. It's like this weird little. I wouldn't say it's not flat at all, but it does give
Takes
you a
a
little
little dip.
reprieve, and then it's right back to just being nasty.
Is there any? You think there's any thought in his mind that he knew that Haley had won or was winning at some point?
Power couple it.
Like you think he's thinking, I want to win too.
Yeah, the last thing I said to him, I dipped into the building. They were being held in the school, and went to grab a water. And he pointed me to a water fountain very generously. But I said, "Do you see the results?" And he said, "Yeah, Haley won." And just got a little smirk on his face, But I don't know if that's excuse me. I don't know if that's pressure or if that's just added motivation.
Saxon was kind of like a dark horse pick for this event, just because I have actually run a trail run with him. I was running; it was at Wadapalooza, running a team trail run. Him and Roman are on the same team, and we're all running together at a certain point, and they're like shoving each other on the trail. And I said to him audibly, I go, "You guys are on the same team." Like they're like and we're body checking each other in front of me, and so I mean they're doing like the same thing here, just hanging out together. But I knew Saxon would do really well here. He's a great runner and just been doing CrossFit for so long. He can really feel out the correct pace, I think.
Austin here, about 400 meters probably from the if that from the burpees. You saw Adler do a little check back to see where the rest of the field was. These three are kind of separated themselves. Austin from even more from them.
Yeah. And, I mean, I wonder what Jeff probably doesn't know Quinn very well, doesn't know how well he is at running. But Quinn is, I mean, I said earlier, Quinn's a great runner, longer legs, and has that really strong squat, which does help. That leg strength and endurance helps a ton when it comes to these big hill runs early and the big one later on.
And so interesting. I've seen both of them do it now, watching the race kind of unfold between Quinn and Adler. Adler looked like he kind of stepped off the gas. Now Quinn kind of lets him pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're conserving because they can now see the burpees or if this is just part of the plan.
Yeah. I think they're all trying to settle into that pace. They kind of know. Well, actually, I don't know who knows where the burpees are at. Like, I mean, I'm sure Austin does just because he has been to Rich's house. He has an idea of like where it's going to be at.
At this physical location, there was a large group and a lot of cars parked.
Yeah.
So
you can kind of see it from a
the
little
cops were in the middle
way.
of the street. Like at this point, they know where they're turning off the road.
Yeah. Okay. So they can. It's an eye shot from where they're at. So
yeah.
I wonder if that made Quinn want to throttle back. Like, oh, the burpees are right there. I'll throttle back. I'll kind of see what these guys do and catch up on the run because he does know he's a good runner.
So Austin Hatfield, first in to make his way to the massive logs that were constructed by Rich. Got to assume not everyone watched women's event number 1. So, Rich, give us a little insight on the monolith here that we're going to do.
So
this is your property.
Yeah. Myself, Austin, J.R. Howell, Darren, not Austin Hatfield, Austin Malio, Darren, and Scott and Ben were on the programming committee. And as this thing kind of, we wanted to do the 5K. It's one of the most, or is the most, still the most programmed event on CrossFit.com. Early on in mine and Darren's CrossFit career, we, trained out of Dad's barn. And so we wanted to do the 5K. That was the plan. And so at some point, there was sandbag cleans over something. We thought about building some type of structure. And we landed on the Burpee here as the whole test came to fruition. And up until about 3 weeks ago, there was still no plan really for this structure. We talked about maybe making something out of metal that held the wood, and shout out to Dad and the rest of the crew, Steven South, for getting the logs, and then Dad engineering it, and then having Jeff and Revo, Bird, D-Lane was out there, Watkins was out there. I don't think I left anybody else.
Steven South sourced them.
South sourced them, I said that.
Shout out here to Adler for efficiency of technique. We talked about this on girls event number 1. He's using as little energy as he needs to. The standard, for those who don't know, on the burpee, you can see the orange lines on the ground. The athletes have to do the burpee portion in their designated orange lines. The orange lines in the log are only to let you know that if you go outside of those, you may either be kicked or kick someone else in the face. Yep. And Rich briefed it, I'm pretty sure, as just don't be a dick.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for any of these techniques, like a lot of the taller guys you're seeing are doing this little step over. I think it's really cool that we're used to a set height on a box. One, they don't know the set height, and also this is rounded at the top. It's not the same kind of technique you would need to get over a box. So a lot of guys are using that to their advantage. The taller guys like stepping over. Some guys like Austin kind of doing the hip slide down. This is kind of what I was telling Austin would be a good, efficient way to do it, depending on the height. You can kind of kick that one leg over and slide that back hip to keep your body low and kind of just fall back down to the ground.
Yeah, to Angelo's point, we get caught in the 48-inch, the 42-inch, the 36, the 30, the 24. This, I honestly still have no idea what the height is. It's 40 inches. Yeah. And so, it's cool to see guys and girls learning on the fly and, coming up with just little efficiency things. I think that's the one little thing that we were trying to get out of this. I mean, are 50 burpees really going to change the overall test? Maybe, maybe not. But you see little things like this where, I'm not. What was the final time between Austin and Jeff? Austin was ahead to this point, and Jeff closes the gap probably because this little slide over, technique, right?
Yeah.
And so if Austin is smart, he should be looking over and seeing what Jeff's doing and being like, "Oh man, maybe I should try that."
Yeah, I wonder if he. I mean, we're looking at him a lot of the time. I wonder if he thought about it and was like, my legs are too short or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I did see Colton. There was a shot of Colton, and he kind of did one, and it kind of stopped him, and he was like riding a horse for a second. And I don't know if I should do that again.
And if you look at the how things started to shake out, it's actually you have with Adler, who made a bit of jump over Austin, as well as Saxton started to make a move. They were both doing that super efficient slide over.
Roman as well. Roman was doing that slide over. He's also a taller athlete.
And Quinn was kind of doing the kind of slide across the roof of the car.
Yeah.
And which is, so again, maybe we're kind of seeing that efficiency in the back half.
You mentioned Colton Mertens, who, of course, was the runner-up at last year's Mayhem Classic. Austin Hatfield, your defending champion. I was surprised with someone like Colton, who I've seen do a ridiculous amount of burpees in a very short amount of time, that he didn't take a swing here. All the guys seem like they're very steady pace.
Yeah. He was one of the guys I was looking at before this event. When I heard that it was going to be 50 burpees, I'm like, oh, Colton, this should help him. He'll make a big push here because he can just, like I said with Austin, they can kind of hold a burpee pace that other people just can't, and be fine doing it and hopefully get a lead or maybe catch up on a couple of people.
He did make a bit of a move though. He moved up a hair.
Couple spots.
Yeah, he did move. And I wrote as we were watching it live. He not much shuffled, but he did jump a handful, and it did show towards the end where he was able to crack into the top 10.
I wonder what 100 does. 50. We didn't want to make this event too long. This is a qualifier. If it is a games event, maybe you do take that 100 burpee stab. But yeah, I think this played out enough.
I think I think it served the intended purpose. It tested a little bit of athleticism after you're pretty tired, and then having to. I wonder how much we haven't got to really talk to the athletes. I wonder how much that back end of that run, that it definitely played a factor. You get there, your heart rate's much higher than it would have been if you would have just kept running.
Yep.
Your muscles, for sure, it's a lot more muscular. You wouldn't have used your upper body at all if you didn't do these burpees, and that does affect the run. Like holding your shoulders in a comfortable position, you're kind of wanting to shake the arms out a little bit more, and it'll affect your stride just a tad.
We'll say Roman did a little slide under the burpee after his last burpee.
I think he must have got like a no rep and ended up on the wrong side.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Caught me off guard.
Okay.
I thought it was like go slide onto the handstand push-up wall.
Yeah. Old school. That's cool.
Yeah. Now as you see Roman exiting, he's probably got about a 60 to 90 second difference between him and the leader, Austin Hatfield. And Hatfield looking strong at this point in the race.
Yeah. I mean, he holds it. I mean, he holds a great position the entire time. Rich said it. He is a really good runner. I think people forget that because of how good he is at lifting and just the other CrossFit, inside the gym CrossFit, we'll say. But he is actually a really great distance runner. And what's actually really cool is this coming Tuesday on Compete, we're going to test a 5K. So these guys have been literally doing a 5K progression, not written by Rich. He knew it was on there, didn't deter us from it, but continued to let us do it. So these guys were doing that for the last 8 to 10 weeks. So it actually
This
peaked them
is not a
perfectly.
5K, by the way. This is not your optimal, hey, I'm going to go plan out a 5K course that's flat and
Try to PR my 5K. This is not the PR my 5K route.
Just referencing the name of the event. Just
right.
technically it's the 5K.
Look, I mean, we quickly saw Colton there for a second, already passing 2 people right after the burpee. So
That's cool.
So I think that again, as we pull back,
I think Roman makes a big push after the burpee, right?
yes, he does. Yeah.
I think, and I think that probably played to his, to his favor that he's run this before, that he knows where to push. He knows that, all right, these guys are going to push this first hill because they think they're going to be a good chunk of the way through. But really, the first hill is tough, but there is a lot more work to do.
Man, Austin's position right now is just so bleak. Like you're in the lead, you're out by yourself. Jeff is a good runner. You're a good runner as well, but it's just not fun to be in that spot. I love being in Jeff's spot versus Austin's right now.
Yeah, and if you're just looking at Austin right now, you can tell he's feeling it.
Yeah.
Like you can just see the upper body starting to swing across. Whereas like that first run, he was looking pretty under control.
Oh yeah.
Now we're starting to. The knuckles are
A
touching.
little belabored breathing.
We're seeing a lot more guys coming off the burpees and doing either trot or a straight up walk.
Yes.
The leaders were not doing that. So those guys are at least making it seem like it was hard because it was. These guys are just so fit. They're pushing through that, and then they are hurting, but then you kind of get to see the whole story when you see the last few guys coming off that they're hurting.
Shout out Nick Matthews there on your screen, who was, roughly probably the 12th or 13th man off of the burpees. And so middle of the pack now is just starting as Austin Hatfield has been chewing into more miles on this run.
I think Daniel Coots was the last one off the burpees. We have got to say he accepted an invite last night
at 5 p.m.
and drove 5 hours.
Finished Ole Miss Business School and is taking his flight test.
He's taking his pilot test.
Test, yeah.
That's right.
A little preoccupied. A super fit guy.
And he was all smiles, man. He came up to the event, so stoked to be here.
If he finishes one event not in last, he's done his job.
Yeah, again, he came off last on those burpees, and he did not finish last in the event.
Yeah, he pushes hard.
There you go. He's already done.
He's done everything he needs to do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think because
he's already overtaken Cale Lehman.
I think
you're all thinking it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Everybody was thinking it.
Shout out Cale.
Yeah, Dom came up to me yesterday afternoon. He goes, "Dude, who would be perfect to come and fill that spot?"
We tried Guy.
Daniel.
We offered to Guy first.
He goes, Daniel would love to do it. He texted him and he pretty much
Seth
got in the
did
car.
take some drinks from the girls.
Yep, he got the lemonade stand. Seth did stop at the lemonade stand. He paid his $1.
Nice. So
I think about to start this. The final climb, even though it's a long climb.
Yeah.
And Jeff is he's closing ground right now.
Yep, slowly closing ground.
Yeah.
The thing about Jeff his running always, no matter how, I mean, I'm sure he's hurting. He always looks so comfortable when he's running really fast. So when you're Austin, you turn around, you see that, you're like, oh my gosh, like this guy looks just like he's chilling. And you know he's hurting too, but he just has really good composure on his run, which is, you know, a detriment to your mindset when you look back and you see him. Yeah. And there's no one close to him at this point. I mean,
no, they're
kind of pulling away.
And so they're really just hurting each other at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Austin, a little peek over the shoulder.
I mean, it's the gap is closing right now.
Yeah.
You see, I think, is that Quinn coming in third right there?
You could see him in the background. I think it might have been Quinn or Roman in the back there.
Well, we do see some shuffling from third, fourth, and fifth. We see a good amount of shuffling in this back half.
Okay, there's Roman.
There's Roman, yeah, starting that incline. Man, he is far back, but he does make up a lot of ground and kind of close the gap towards the end. So
here's one of my angry neighbors.
Oh, really?
No, I don't know.
They're just checking out, like, what is happening?
What are we doing?
There's a couple
I'm in trouble. I'm stuck. You know.
There's a couple burnouts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a couple.
Yeah.
There's Quinn kind of running by himself, hitting that incline too, and he's really not that far off of where Jeff is at. I believe he's in third right now. I could be wrong. And he's hanging close.
Watching them run this hill does not do it justice on how steep this hill is and what pace they're holding right now.
The first hill, the view you have of it is perfect, and then the rest of them are like hard. You can tell they're hard, but that first one you can just tell is nasty. These are not much better.
No.
This hill right here is really similar. It may be a little less distance, but but there's like a big hill, a little drop off. A big hill, a little flat ground.
Yeah, there's no drop off on it.
No.
They're just flat-ish.
There's flat-ish. Like, he's getting to a flat-ish spot.
Yeah.
But you don't notice how many hills there are until you run it. Like, when you're driving, you're like, oh, this is flat.
This hurts.
You start running it or biking it, you're like, this is a nasty hill still.
Yeah, it kind of puts it in perspective, though, there with Toby backpedaling up the hill with the camera. Not to take anything away from Toby.
No.
Man, he's stressing, trying to hold Jeff off.
He's definitely,
like, dang it.
There's a lot, anytime you're looking over your shoulder multiple times in under a minute, that has nothing to do with the person behind you.
Well, the person behind you is also seeing that too, so they know something's up. So you're trying to play games there as well. You almost just need the turns to use as your peaks, right?
Get in the corner of your eye a little bit.
Yeah, just a little down to the left. Yeah.
It is, but yeah, it is, especially if I don't know how Jeff feels this moment. I'm sure he's tired too. I wonder how much he's thinking like, oh, I'm going to catch him. Or if he's like, dang, he's kind of far up there. Do I really want to try?
Looks like he's wanting to try right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now Austin wants to walk. Look at that.
Yeah, he does want to walk.
Doing the arm swing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Straighten the arms out.
Roman chugging along, kind of getting through that little curvy spot where it does flatten out for a second, I believe. He's
not there yet.
No,
he's still pretty good ways on the climb.
Yeah, and Roman, I mean, he will be overtaken at some point.
Yeah.
So.
But he did, I mean, I'm guessing he caught a lot of people. I don't think he was that in that position off the burpees. I think
he was not.
He passed Quinn
right off the bat.
Yeah, he passed Quinn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he is all by himself for real. Oh, okay. So he hasn't passed Quinn yet, but he does, or does he?
He passes Quinn.
He does.
Saxon gets third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Quinn with the hat throw there.
Oh, got rid of it, huh?
Oh,
man. He hit in the yard.
He does look like he's slowing his pace a little bit. But
and the neighbors now has a hat.
That's my sister's house.
Okay.
She's got a hat.
Jeff is closing the gap a little bit. You can see him a little bit more in the background. He's closing up.
And just like, I've noticed Jeff checking his watch significant now. I think, if I don't know Jeff that well, but I have a feeling he's monitoring his pace at the point and when he's going to drop the hammer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and at this point too, I don't know if Austin's ever really been to Dad's, so I don't know if he knows what to expect or what's to come.
No, I don't.
And I know he didn't study the video.
Yeah, if I had to guess, he probably didn't. He saw the video and goes, "Oh, okay, cool. Though. That's kind of the run course I thought we might do, and that's about it." No, I don't think I think he has been a couple times, but it's not like he's not up there every
that was close.
That was oh man.
Yeah, oh boy. That was It was awkward. They almost made eye contact, which is even more awkward. Yeah.
So worthy of discussion again. 5K. You got a blank slate. You got the Mayhem Classic. Why this workout?
I think it's the most programmed workout on CrossFit.com. I think it's it's a good event. It's one of the first events me and Darren, when we followed CrossFit.com exclusively, I want to say 5K showed up and we were like, oh, I remember, I think from the bottom of that fire station to Dad's house, we were training in the barn exclusively as well. And, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really good about pulling in like historical and Cookville elements. I know you said you didn't really want to go off site, but I think this gives flavor to the event that you don't see in a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. And historically, it's I just remember Tommy Hackenbruck from back in the day, just with the serious quote of, and as you can just see there, Adler just passed.
That's fun to see because where we were vantage point wise, like we didn't actually get to see that. We saw him go into the woods and one man was in front, came out, and the other one's in front. So
yeah, and then if you're at Austin at this point, I'm looking back to see
which he just did
where the next person is, because you're like, do I spiral too much here? Am I losing it, or is Jeff just getting that much stronger or better? So there's also like Austin knows, hey, I can't, and Jeff kind of broke this band here. That's your in running, if you can go by them and then get past 7-8 yards,
it's hard
demoralizing.
to make it up.
And so that's where Austin's at here. And so it's almost like, hey, maybe I go to damage control for the rest of the weekend, or do I want to keep pushing Jeff to make him do what he doesn't want to do?
Yeah.
You can see Austin checking over his shoulder again to make sure that,
it's not going to happen again.
It's not going to happen again.
If it's going to happen again, I'm going to,
he's going to fight.
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it doesn't, or like you said, just I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. If someone wants to take this spot, they're going to have to earn it.
Toby's back.
Yep.
And anytime that I think these guys are the same way, anytime you're in a race like this, and Austin kind of did it, we saw him where he made Jeff pass on the outside. You're not going to give him the inside. You're going to make him earn it. You're going to make him run farther to get around you. And if hopefully, in the back of your mind, you're hoping, hey, hopefully that's just enough that he doesn't want to do it.
Unless you're Chase Hill at the games a couple years ago on the team.
Passing on the outside?
When we were running, it was the run handstand walk.
He
would open up the inside lane.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we're on the rope. I said,
happening.
Scoot over.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Saxon there chugging up the hill kind of all by himself for a minute. I'm interested to see what kind of happens, where he's at placement-wise and what happens.
Pretty sure he's in third. I don't know if he's overtaking Quinn at this point or if he's about to, but...
And Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Saxon's just like, he's just been doing CrossFit for so long. CrossFit,
since he was like 6, right?
Yeah, the 5K being the number one program thing on CrossFit.com. He's ran a lot. He's been to the games a lot, with his brothers too. So having that just base of long aerobic fitness helps, especially when you get to these nastier hills. The longer run is not just run. You have the burpees, you have the nasty hills. You need that leg endurance, and I mean, he shows that he has it.
Yeah,
Austin and Jeff in the final stretch here, less than a half a mile to Dad's here. You got a couple, one small hill, but you're kind of like, oh no, is it about to happen again? And then you go down. And then there's a longer one that you're like, oh, man. And so it is a little bit demoralizing. They'll come up over the top. And I said on the female side, I don't know if you've watched that, but the irony of this whole thing is that the finish is downhill. I
think you can see right now where Saxon is, right all the way in the back of the shot.
Yeah.
So that's a big separation.
Yeah.
I want to say there's maybe 3 downhill portions on this whole course.
This is like,
but they're not. It may be 2 or 3 feet over 400 yards.
Yeah, it's short lived.
And then
this is the only downhill.
This is the only pure downhill.
Yes,
yeah,
the
other
time.
Are kind of like false flats.
Yep. There's like,
if you wouldn't going down it, you think it's flat.
Yeah.
But when you're coming up it, it's up.
yeah. There's
so a little check of the watch there. I don't know if he's checking heart rate or time, but the question for me after the females went was, will any of the guys go sub 30?
Yeah.
Which would, crazy question to even ask again, considering that we thought it would be so much longer. But credit where credit's due, man. I mean, to Austin as well. But Adler put together a really good race.
For sure.
Like, I feel like he was smart where he needed to be smart, and then he made his pass somewhat towards the end super comfortably, and now he's just owning it.
And I saw some comments online. I wonder who they had test this, blah, blah, blah. We didn't test this.
I mean, how many times have we been up the hill in some capacity?
There's at some point you don't need to test things.
No.
We've been doing this long enough. When you have the amount of athletes around here that you see on a daily basis and see the amount of workouts we've put in, there's some things you just don't need to test.
No,
you know?
the amount of times we've either brought sandbags up, carried a worm up, rode our bikes up. I mean, there's no need to test this. We've been testing it for a decade or more. You know?
Yeah, who tested
years.
this? Yes.
15 years.
Yeah. Well, and I think the definition of a testing has become a little too narrow. It's you know, like you said, experience and testing can sometimes be interwoven.
Yeah.
Sure. So as Adler now hits Rich Froning Sr.'s yard, this is more or less
Roman
a victory
overtaking
lap.
Quinn on the other frame. I don't know which one we're showing here, but now that I said it, hopefully we'll switch it.
And that his posture is like totally changed. You can definitely tell from where it was when he was by himself to where now he knows he has someone behind him. He's got the head up, his shoulders are, up and back.
Yep. So
even if it hurts.
Jeff coming to the finish line here, pretty nice little easy trot. You'll see Austin come through, and then we've got a little race between Roman and Quinn going on.
So, yeah, Jeff didn't make my dream come true, but 30 minutes and 23 seconds, pretty darn close.
Really
Which
good.
he probably, if he was getting pushed even harder, he probably could have
without
been.
a doubt.
You could have closed
It was
it,
well within his grasp if he wanted it.
So you have
And Austin kept the gap close here. I mean, when you think about Jeff Adler, you think he's the best runner in the field. If you look at this and you're like around 30 seconds behind him, and the other guys behind him who are also very good runners, I think you have to be very pleased with that.
100%.
And he kept running here.
Why-
He didn't know where the finish line was. He just kept going. They go, you can stop.
And he was actually under that. He was 29 seconds
Nice.
after Adler, so a
Yeah.
really, really strong showing for Hatfield.
And you're going to see Saxon come in here in a minute, and then Roman and Quinn fighting it out. They're this does not do it justice. Once again, these camera angles, this hill's rough. Obviously, it being at the end of a 5K hurts as well.
Oh, yeah.
So this is actually probably where Roman has a good advantage, that he knows what this hill is and how close he is to the finish. I don't know if
Romans,
Quinn
they're
has
pushing
actually
right now.
ever
Yeah,
been
they are both pushing. You can
pushing.
see that Quinn is. I mean, he's not giving up. He knows they're close to the finish line. I mean, obviously, because you start seeing spectators too. There's Roman's wife. That you're close, and he's really not. He's not just letting him run away. He looks like he was still pushing hard up that hill.
But Roman, he had. I mean, that was an impressive takeover and pull towards the end here.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, look at that gap he's made.
Yeah, because it wasn't that long ago when he passed him, and he really, like Rich said, he kind of
Saxton.
snapped that rubber band.
And then and Saxon came in comfortably in third.
Yeah.
comfortably, but not that. Like Roman's on a charge here.
Yeah, I don't even know that Roman knew that he was going to be that close to Saxon. He just wanted to put the gap to Quinn. Had he had done this a little earlier, he might have
Could
been
he
able
have
to
opened
push
it up?
Steal
push
5.
Saxon. Yeah.
Saxon's time, 32:06. Roman would finish here at 32:25. And again, yes, Quinn was the third into the burpees, and he lost 2 spots, but a really strong 5th place finish, 32:37 is his official time. One thing I don't want to overlook is that Saxon was here for the 2020 iteration of the Mayhem Classic. So he's now rucked it, and he has now 5K burpeed it.
Yeah, I think, and I actually talked to Nick Matthew earlier this week, and he is one of the few people who've been here to all the
Him and Colton are the only 2.
Really?
Yep,
him and Colton. That's
are the only
cool.
2.
Yeah, so that's a cool.
I didn't
that's
realize
really
Colton
cool
was
stat.
at the first.
Yeah.
And Adler was
Adler? Yeah.
He was at the first. Was not here last year, right?
What's that?
Adler was not here last year.
Adler wasn't here last year. Enrico Zanoni.
Rico,
yeah. I mean, hey, you want to say Mayhem athletes have an advantage? He got here just like when everyone else did. So he is a Mayhem athlete, but he had the same advantage everyone else had. And he is very. I did running workouts with him. He's very fit.
Victor coming in.
One more cherry on that Saxon Panchik thought. He was 30th in that event that year.
Wow.
And so that's a massive
that's really
improvement.
cool.
And surprisingly, Adler was 9th. He did not finish that event in first.
And just in a call out, that was a really good showing for Victor.
Very good.
Very good for Victor.
He's known as the gymnastics guy.
And that's
so,
Tiago right behind him.
him doing really well on a run event, he's going to be super pleased with that, and it's going to kind of give him momentum going into the weekend for sure, since he is so good at gymnastics.
Comes Colton.
Yep.
Colton, yeah.
So Colton, the official finish was 9th place behind Tiago. We're still under 35 minutes. This is 34:02 for Colton. And credit to the men's field, I think, strength of field, much tighter grouping than the women.
Yeah, for sure. The top guys are all tight.
Not sure who's coming in.
No, I couldn't tell who we got coming up.
I think we have Noah coming in next here. But this I think was now it starts to lengthen out after the top 10. We start to see the groupings kind of loosen up a little bit and then tighten up towards the end, at the very end there.
Yeah, Noah, I mean, he told me he would do great on this. I take everything he says with a grain of salt because he says he's going to do great at everything. But he actually really did super well on this run. And yeah, I was really stoked for him. I think he's really happy to be here competing.
Next, we got Vigneault. Vigneault comes in. I do
Salty
remember
vet.
talking to...
Dude, not just a salty vet. Like, dude's been, like, you feel like he's been at the CrossFit Games since 1981. Like, the dude has been around forever.
It is true.
Vigneault.
Sam said he knew he couldn't catch him, so he started walking and knew he wasn't going to get caught. And said he came up that hill and saw cameras, so he just started his victory trot.
Dang, yeah, and that top view, you actually have a lot of guys together on that hill. There's 3 or 4
like
guys
4 or
who
5
just passed by.
Coming in here in a minute.
Daniel Coots giving the fist bump.
Nice.
That's great. Oh, that's great.
Just living in the moment.
He is just
Riding the wave.
That's it. Respect.
Jack there.
Rosema.
So we have, is that?
Can't tell if too far away. That's Callum Clements, maybe? A little too far away for me to be able to tell.
Yeah, so.
Coming into the finish here, we've got, is this Vigneault?
I think this is,
That's Vigneault coming in. So then behind him, you'll have Sam come in, Angelo's partner.
That's
Some
right.
context, please.
Domestic partner.
Some context.
office mate.
Vigneault did say to me afterwards, he goes, it's a lot better than run with a jacket on. He said, but he goes, where's the snow at?
This is warm for Canadians. I mean, it's a little early for that warmth.
Have you and Sam run this hill before?
No, not that we haven't just
get a little race here.
We've done a few runs, not this one.
Seth's trying to pour it on there.
I heard Seth is more of a casual CrossFitter at the moment.
Well,
says Kelsey Canfield, Mountain Valley. Oh, there
it is.
Just as we say.
That's the view of the casual CrossFitter for sure. The walk.
Yep.
Snatched over 300 pounds, or snatched 300 pounds.
And doing a little reverse Tabata on the mountain. Yep.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, is he gonna give him a little pushy?
That'll be Toby Buckland in the front of your screen. Seth Stovall just fell off the pace.
It's just he's
giving a little push at the end.
He fights though to the end.
Sam coming in.
Yeah, he's giving a little run for the crowd. Yep.
the non-individual athlete doing an individual competition this weekend. Yep. Second place at the CrossFit Games on the team last year.
Yeah, he's
super
from
fit.
The time that we've been together, he's just like gotten from the time that we've been competing together. Sorry, I gotta try to fix that propaganda you started. From the time we started competing together, he's just made leaps and bounds. And we were texting like about going team or not. And he's like, "Should I do the class?" I go, "Dude, they're gonna give you an invite. You're gonna go freaking do it. Like, go out there. Like, you have to see where you're at." So I'm glad he came and showed up. Toby Buckland behind him.
We got
finishing
Sam,
up.
Nick.
And then Seth should be
race here.
Seth's,
this is great.
Nick.
Yeah, trying to close the gap.
Oh,
Seth feels it. Yeah.
Footsteps.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was what
all those
Nick
men.
Matthew?
Toby Buckland is second ahead of Seth Stovall. Seth Stovall is second ahead of Nick Matthew. But now we're talking about
14th,
16th place.
16th.
So these are the gentlemen who are fighting for the points that are left over.
I think this is RJ finishing up.
Yep.
He actually answered the call last week or so. So I mean, it's just cool to see guys like that. Like, just like, all right, yeah, man, I'm cool. I'll go compete. And so it's always good to like just have those guys that drop everything and they're willing to show up.
Jack Roseman just dreaming about barbells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
U.S. Army vet, or not even vet. He's still active,
Yeah, he's
right?
JAG, right?
He's a lawyer, right?
Yep. And he did the
Jag?
What?
Jag?
Yeah.
Yep. My dad used to make me watch that show.
Great. And
Good
then
show.
and then we have Daniel.
Daniel Coots. There he
Daniel
is,
Coots.
finishing up.
Yep.
Here we go.
Just shaking off the 5-hour drive.
Oh man, that's so cool. I love that. And I mean, Dom said, I think he's doing one session right now. Like, I don't know that he's really trying to compete at the moment. He's just like, yeah, man, I'll go. And Dom said he has to like follow him around, dude, you got to eat, man. You are going to die. You have not do one workout a day. You got to do something.
That's great.
No, that's great.
Yeah, it's and I also heard that like his mom was like just so happy.
Oh
that he
yeah,
was,
over the moon. Yeah, I think she's gonna be here to watch him.
And
this
this-
is Callum Clements finishing up,
Callum Clements, yeah, looking.
giving a little jog for the crowd. You'll love to see it.
Put on a show.
Yeah,
I just,
there's everyone. Oh gosh, I got to run. All right.
Yeah, it's
walking at that point with the finish line in sight, though. That's a gangster move.
that's how,
Yeah.
that's how you know how you feel.
So Callum Clements in
Been there.
39:27. Our last athlete across the line would be Mason Griffin, 40 minutes and 1 second. You wrote it on a whiteboard. You've seen it play out. What do you guys think about event number 1? You happy?
Yeah, I think it was great. I think exactly what we expected. Burpee wasn't a huge play, but you did see a couple spots with, over the weekend. We'll see what happens with 5 to 10 points, right? And
That's right.
so could be big swings, could be podium potential swings, could be leader to second place swings. We've seen that happen before. So I think it was good. I think it's exactly what it needs to be for a qualifier. In perfect world, if this was the CrossFit Games, man, I'd love to have them hit a heavy sandbag at the top here or something like that, and just see what happens there.
Yeah, just something, your cherry on top.
Yeah, like build another up and over log and see what happens.
You always got to leave a little bit for next year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. It was perfect for a qualifier event. You're not trying to be this big showy cross the games.
No.
I mean,
You
everyone's
let the
trying to
athletes
get
be
there.
the show.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
think obviously we wanted to have something in there, right? You got to have a little bit of something. But
Yeah, have some flair.
Yep.
Have some mayhem,
Mayhem
some
flair.
flair.
So
Throw a little mayhem in the
rest
room.
of the weekend's going to be a good time. Be back here tomorrow.
Yeah, your top 3 after event number 1 and your overall leaders after one event: Jeffrey Adler, Austin Hatfield, Saxon Panchik. Lots more to come. We've got 5 events in 2 days. We will be back live at CrossFit Mayhem. We hope you'll all tune in. Thank you for watching, and we will see you back at the gym.